Hello and welcome back to Kalam IAS. Today I am here to discuss or to give a quick review of GS paper 3. In GS paper 3, if you see, many direct questions have come up with the current affairs segment, and also they have given certain more conceptual part also. In that part, we feel privileged and we feel happy and proud to say that many questions have been covered in our test series program, in our RLP series, and also the content part has been covered in our marks improvement booklet and edge booklet. With that, let me show you some questions which has been asked today, and you will see how the questions have been reflected which has been asked in our RLP series. So let's start. If we see the kind of questions which has come today, and if I talk about my part, the economics lecture which I have taken, the RLP series part, I can show you certain questions which has been come and which has reflected that 70 to 80% of the questions have been attempted by the students very easily because we have covered those questions in a form. So let's see the first question which has been asked. The faster economic growth requires increased share of manufacturing sector in GDP, particularly of MSMEs. So in an overall, they have given a particularly of MSMEs, the faster economic growth. Comment on the present policies of government in this regard. Let me show you something, and you will be happy to see, and many aspirants who have written RLP with us, they are really happy today. So let me show you that the first question of our RLP economy series, with an aim to make a robust manufacturing ecosystem in Indian economy, government is focusing on faster digital transformation of manufacturing sector in India. Discuss the challenges and benefits of digital transformation of manufacturing sector in India and way forward. Along with this, if I talk about this question, inclusive growth cannot be inclusive until the growth and development of rural areas are ensured. In this light of the above statement, critically analyze the role of MSME sector in contributing inclusive and socio-economic growth of India. With these two questions, your first question will be done very easily because most of the aspects I have covered in our discussion part. Along with it, if I go back to this question, first you need to talk about the manufacturing sector of GDP, the contribution of manufacturing sector in GDP and the expected potential it is having. With that part, how it can relate into the faster economic growth that we need to connect, and post that you need to answer about the different policies which government has made in this regard, especially with the digitalization part you can mention, the PLI schemes, the new manufacturing policies and other aspects which government has covered. But in that you need to put more emphasis on the MSME sector, and I am very much sure the things which I have discussed with you, you have mentioned in your answer today. So let's move forward to the next question. What is the status of digitalization in the Indian economy? Again, the digitalization part. Examine the problems faced in this regard and suggest improvements. Now let me show you another question. So with that, discuss the advantages of new age reform under digital public infrastructure. What digital public infrastructure is doing, it is making digitalization in the economy part with different set of reforms and with different new initiatives taken by the government. With that, also throw light on significance of digital public infrastructure in achieving formalization and financial inclusion. So you can see that indirectly or in a different way, the question is reflected in the second question which I have just told you. Right? The suggestion improvements, the problems it is facing to an extent, and what are the other things in this digitalization part. So easily, I strongly believe students ने किया होगा इसको. Let's go further with the third question. How does e-technology help farmers in production and marketing of agricultural produce? Explain it. Now, in my one of the segments where I was talking about FPO and other aspects of e-technology and government initiatives, there we have discussed different digital technological transformations which has made agriculture a better aspect also. So there we have discussed this part also. And state the objectives and measures of land reforms in India. This question was expected because of the Swamitva scheme and other aspect. And discuss how land ceilings policy on land holding can be considered as effective reform under economic criteria, giving economic security or economic justice to an extent. So these 4 questions, which compromises 10 marks, 40 marks came in the 10 marker segment. And after this, if I show you something more, these were 4 more questions. So this time the weightage of economics has increased a bit from past few years. This is like 60 numbers here or 40 numbers there. So almost similar context, but definitely the prospect from economics has shown a similarity from the past year papers also, which we have seen. So with all these contexts, I want to tell you that if you gonna join the test series part and other aspects, definitely it will benefit you further. Many of the aspirants who joined us are really happy today. I have seen few messages which students have just dropped to our institution, and they were saying the many questions and many segments have been covered. So let me show you something more. Most of the employment in India, these questions has been come structural in nature. The structural unemployment part, then examine the methodology adopt to compute unemployment in the country and suggest improvements. Apart from it, distinguish between care economy and monetized economy. How can this care economy be brought into monetized economy through women empowerment? This is again a good question. This seems to be an interesting question also. Explain the changes in the cropping pattern in India in the context of consumption pattern and marketing conditions. Many in the agricultural economy part, our teachers have discussed about millets and the changing cropping pattern. How the cropping pattern can be diversified at the same time, we have also discussed that in our segment. So these are the things for say in this part, a small segment has been covered, and definitely it would have helped you in making your answers better at the same time. Apart from it, what are the direct and indirect farm subsidies provided to farmers? Discuss the issues raised by World Trade Organization in the relation of agricultural subsidy. This was in news, and largely most of the questions which has been asked have been either in news or government was planning to take certain initiatives in this segment for making better economic prospect. So with economics, most of this you must be sorted because largely it was current affairs based paper and most of the segments have been covered. Now let's see a bit about science and tech also. Introduce the concept of artificial intelligence. How does AI help in clinical diagnosis? Do you perceive any threat to privacy of the individual use of AI in healthcare? So you need to talk about how it is helping in clinical diagnosis. Also certain aspects are there like checking different aspects, AI based solutions where now no more MRI and CT will be required for that purpose, and other aspects we can cover. Apart from it, the threat perception to privacy, the digital robust system related to AI in healthcare, that is another part. Discuss several ways in which microorganisms, the microbial fuel cell and other aspects can help in meeting the current fuel shortage. Again, 10 marker question. This was also a 10 marker question. And one question was about Chandrayaan-3, which was much expected question. Largely, these questions are again the current affairs based question if we see forward. So overall, this 20 and 35 marks question has been come, which has the repetition of last few years. And with all these aspects, let me tell you that our test series, our courses have benefited many students today. Certain new things which we are doing and certain new initiatives which we have taken. For example, we have conducted our replay series and we are still conducting it for the students who could not give the mains on the date of mains. So for that we have initiated with our replay series of IAS Mains. परीक्षा के दिन परीक्षा दिल्ली और जयपुर के सेंटर्स पे we have conducted this, and today we will be conducting for GS paper 3 and GS paper 4 also. Meanwhile, you can also give this segment either online or offline, and for joining this segment you can contact us on our given numbers and you can visit our Kalam IAS Academy to register. Apart from it, we are coming up with 2 new initiatives. prelims 2024 and prelim mains 2024 के लिए boot camp context. With that, sweat to success context is there. You can call us for this boot camp part on this particular number. In this part, prelims 2024, we will be giving the 26 half sectional test, 6 tests, different sections, and 5 full sectional tests. Almost 2000 MCQs from different examinations and also new segments. Again, the CSAT part, there will be a recorded lecture by CSE toppers. The state subject wise notes and other Kalam golden pages will be given to you. The current edge, which has helped a lot, the edge series has helped the students like anything. In the discussion part of this particular thing, when I will be talking about the trend analysis, I'll be showing certain more things to you that will also tell you that many segments have been covered with us. The K-Snippet 365, all these will make your prelims preparation a robust and very strong foundation preparation, and definitely you will qualify prelims with us. Apart from it, for practicing mains, for improving your score in mains, we are starting our mains 2024 series. With that, we have these parts where there will be certain content recorded lectures will also be made available. The handouts of mains topic, 1 hour test followed by 1.5 hour quality discussion, which has actually helped a lot many students, which we have done in our RLP series. In our RLP series, this scheme has been followed, and definitely many students are at peace and calmly they are saying that this has benefited them like anything. Also, the evaluation and mentorship part will be on daily basis. The workshop on essay and ethics answer writing integrated with GS mains test series, face-to-face evaluations and mark improvement booklets, which have played a very vital role this time also. So with all these aspects, it is going to start from 20th September and prelims 2024 is starting from 19th September. I will invite you all to join us in the journey, and definitely this journey will make you succeed in your aim and goal. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a nice day to all of you. All the very best.